Hello Flosstube friends, my name is Amy Michelle. This is my channel Amy M Makes, all about cross stitch. Sometimes I have knitting and crochet to share, but I don't today, not because I haven't done any. I've done plenty of knitting and crochet, but I have so much cross stitching goodness to share with you today that I'm going to save the knitting and crochet for my next Flosstube video. So if you are new, hi. My name's Amy, again, Amy Michelle. I am so thankful that you're checking this channel out. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you stick around. If you're returning, thank you very much for returning. I really am thankful for you taking the time to watch my videos. I've got a lot to share, like I said. I've got, I think, like 13 projects that I've been working on over the last couple of months. It's been almost 2 months since my last Flosstube, so grab something. I've got coffee in my cute little Hello Kitty zombie mug, ready for spooky season. And yeah, hope you've got something to drink, a project to work on. Let me know in the comments what project you're working on as you're watching this video. If you're working on something, let me know. It'd be fun to see the projects that you're stitching on, or crafting if you're knitting or crochet, whatever it is. Let me know what you're doing while you're watching this video. I will go ahead and set this down and hop into some sort of organization if I can figure out how to get organized quickly. Otherwise, it might just be pulling one project at a time, and I'll let you know where we're at. I have a pattern that I have released. It's gonna be free for a bit. I don't know, couple days, maybe till the 5th, free till the 5th, we'll say that. And then I have a couple of finishes, lots of WIPS that I've been working on, and some spooky season plans. So let's get into it. I'll go ahead and start with my finishes. The first one that I have is Family Portrait from Nathnalu. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. It's a digital pattern, and I will put it here, a picture of what it looks like here. And I changed the colors, as I often do for small stitches, because I like to stitch from my stash. I don't have a very big stash. It's growing, and I'm super excited, and I'm super thankful that it's growing. But I tried to pick colors that were close but also looked good on the fabric. So anyway, I will show you. This is my finish of Family Portrait. The frame I got on Amazon. I stitched it on a piece of 14 count Aida that was very experimental. I tea dyed it, I think. Coffee tea dyed it, maybe just tea. And then I went to town on it with Instant Antique Spray, and I had no idea what I was doing. Still don't know what I'm doing with that Instant Antique Spray, but it was fun to experiment with. And it got pretty dark. The fabric got pretty dark, but I'm really happy with it overall. The frame I got from Amazon. I will try to remember to link it below in the description box. And yeah, I absolutely love stitching this pattern. I love the finish. It's gonna live on this little bookshelf that I have here. So that is finish number 1, or fully finished. And then the second one is, we'll have 2, and then the pattern came from the Halloween Just Cross Stitch magazine for this year, for 2025. And it is, I think it's called Little Mushroom Ghost. Yeah. Oh, and it is by Laura Rimola of The Little Stitcher. And it is this one right here. And for such a little stitch, I frogged a lot. I frogged a surprising amount of times for this little stitch. And here's my finish. I don't know what my deal was, but I had this branch like down here, start down here instead of up here. I had trouble with the colors of the mushroom, getting them to show on the fabric. Yeah, it was one thing after another, but interestingly enough, it didn't detract at all from my enjoyment of stitching it. Usually I don't like frogging at all. I don't know many people who say, I love frogging, right? Yeah, I still had a really good time stitching this. I chose, again, my own colors from Stash. The fabric is, what did I use? I think it's a 14 count coffee tea dyed Aida that I coffee and tea dyed. And I made the moon a full moon because I thought that would be cute for a spooky full moon for the, I don't know, little ghosty vibe. I'll show you the pattern again. It had this like upside down or crescent, which is totally fine, but that's just not my vibe. And so I made it a full moon. So those are my two fully finished items. I don't have any finishes that I haven't fully finished, which is great. I've been trying to fully finish as I get the stitch done. We'll see how long that lasts. And then this is the pattern that I have. I'm calling it Happy Coffee because I couldn't think of a better name. And I have this on Etsy and Gumroad. The coupon code to get it free on Gumroad is in the description box below. I will also put it on the screen here. Maybe I'll say FREECOFFEE is the coupon code, FREECOFFEE. And I stitched this on 14 count toast from Hobby Lobby. It's kind of a favorite of mine. I use it a surprisingly frequent amount. And I used a brown and B5200 for the white. I'm not sure why I didn't use Blanc. I usually use Blanc for everything that's white, but I had some and it popped really nicely on the fabric, so that's what I went with. The fabric came, excuse my sniffles, I don't remember, maybe Hobby Lobby or Joanne, I don't know, but RIP Joanne. Although I've heard or I've seen on Facebook that Michael's is going to be getting some Joanne materials, so hopefully we'll be able to get some good stitchy fabric and yarn and stuff. I used just a white ribbon. There's rickrack and twine because I don't know, felt like more is more. In a good way, hopefully. I thought it needed a little extra. The frame came from Amazon. It's just a cheap, I think 8x10, the cheapest I can find. And I actually just used, I didn't tell you the details on the other ones. Maybe I'll go back and give you a few more details. I used the plexiglass for the fabric to adhere the fabric to the plexiglass. And then I used mat board for the stitch. And I really had fun stitching this. Give me one sec and I will pull out, sorry there's gonna be zippers and things. I didn't pull it out, there's too much to pull out in terms of stitches and patterns and everything. It's too much to pull out all at once. So it'll be similar to a whip parade because there's just a lot. There's a lot. Oh, and if you want any of the colors that I used, that I did stitching from Stash conversions, let me know, and you can either ask me in the comments or you can email me at amymmakes@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description box below. But the Happy Coffee stitch, this guy, is 65 stitches wide by 88 stitches high, and it uses DMC 938 and then the B5200. But you could pick any brown and any white, or whatever colors you want. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Hope that's a fun pattern for you. What else did I not say? Oh, this one. I just used, oh, what is it called? I'm blanking. What is that called? Tulle? I think it's tulle. That I bought at a yard sale like years ago and just had it stored in a cabinet and had no idea what to do with it. I was gonna try to crochet some like dish scrubbies with it, but just never happened. And so I wrapped it in tulle and then put a little twine bow on it. So that's that one. The frame came from Amazon. Again, if I forget to put links, or if you want a link and I didn't put it, just let me know and I will be happy to share. Okay, I'm gonna pause here and then pull out a couple things and we'll get into works in progress. On to works in progress. I will start with one that I started. We'll start with like the fall and spooky season stuff because that's fun and that's what I'm excited to be stitching currently. The first one is Pumpkin Cottage by Anna Gutova. Hopefully I'm saying that right. If not, I'm sorry. Of Artmishka Cross Stitch, and it came out of the, Autumn 2024 Just Cross Stitch magazine. Again, I should flag my pages, but I didn't. Okay. This is Pumpkin Cottage. I've shown this, I think, a couple times. I am stitching it on the same fabric, but instead of 16 count, I'm stitching it on 18 count with one thread. I think it is a, excuse me, Oatmeal Rustico Ada from Zweigart, and I'm using all the called for colors. I started this in July. And here is where I'm at. It got some good progress. I made, sorry for the grammar, oops. I made some good progress stitching this. I'm having a really good time stitching on this project. I think it's super cute. It's my first time stitching with one thread on Ada, and I like it. It kind of inspired me to stitch with one thread on another 18 count, which I'll show you later for Nature's Journey. But that is my progress on Pumpkin Cottage. And I am gonna put things away, so it'll take a little longer, but that's okay because I don't want to get totally disorganized. All right, next stitch. Oh, I pulled this out. I've been working on this one for a while now. April 2024. It is Midnight Crafter by Mama Witch X Stitch. I'll put a picture of the pattern here because I have it digitally. I got it on Etsy. And I really like it. It took a long break. I didn't work on this for, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so. So it had a nice long little snooze. And it's been really fun to work on it again. Here's my progress. I have been working on this kind of border right here. And I worked on the bat down here a little bit. I added a couple of these like confetti stitches. The fabric is 14 count Ada by Fiber on a Whim in the color Night Sky. It's this like really pretty mottled blue. I didn't want to stitch on really dark fabric. I just wasn't in the mood when I started this, and I like it. I am not a big fan of how soft it is. I tried starching fabric, not this one, but another one that I will show you in a minute, and that helped. So I think for these hand-dyed really soft fabrics, I will probably starch them before I start stitching them from now on. Using all the called for colors that is Midnight Crafter. I hope that you guys are all doing well. While I put these away, I'll give you like little tidbits of life. Yesterday we went apple picking and that was really fun. I had a great time. I try to go with my family every fall and I love it. I love apple picking. I love being out there on the orchard, the apple farm. I love spending some time with my family, checking out the little shop. It's a fall favorite for sure. Do you have a fall favorite? Let me know. What's one thing that you love doing in the fall? Next I have another Nathnalu pattern called Halloween Party. I'll put the picture here. I got it on Etsy. And this, normally I'm quite organized. I either use like thread keepers or floss drops for my floss, but this is my floss for this project. It's a tangled mess, but it is what it is. I am out of the thread keepers, but I didn't want to put them on floss drops because I store them on these little bobbins. I cut them all like floss drops, but then I just loop it on and then, oops, wrap it around and stick it in a bag. Anyway, this is my progress on Halloween Party. I'm not taking it out of the hoop because you don't need to see it out of the hoop. Got caught. There's nothing the hoop is hiding. Anyway, this is my start. I started this just recently. When did I start this? September 29th, so just a few days ago. And I am stitching on 14 count Aida in Murky by Picture This Plus. And this is the fabric that I tried starching. I tried the normal like Walmart, I forget the brand name, but the can of spray starch, and it left like a, I don't know how to describe it, a flaky white residue that I was not a fan of. So I hand washed the fabric. That didn't get it out. I soaked the fabric. That didn't get it out. And then I washed it in the washing machine because I thought, well, we'll see what happens. And that did get it out. And then I tried using Best Press. I got it, I think, on Amazon. If I remember, I'll put it in the description box below, the link for it. And that helped a bit. It's still quite soft, but it is not so soft that I don't like stitching on it as much, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. I enjoy a little bit of stiffness in my fabric for stitching. I just preference. And so that gave it just enough to still be really enjoyable for me to stitch on this. So there is Halloween Party. Again, changing the colors because it's pretty small and not overly complicated in terms of like shading and stuff like that. If a pattern has a lot of shading or lots of colors, I won't do a conversion because it's just, it's just easier for me to get the floss that it calls for. But if it's a few different types of floss or a small pattern or both, I like just picking from stash because it's more affordable for me to be able to stitch more projects with what I have. So that is Halloween Party. I'm loving spooky season stitching. Fall is delightful. I love fall and love Halloween. Don't really have very many Halloween stitches. I have a good amount for fall that I did like last year, but definitely feeling the spooky season stitching bug right now. Okay, a couple more fall pieces. And then I have some plans that I want to share with you before I hop into non-fall WIPs. So the next one comes out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine. Let me see if I have it. 1 second. Oh, I can't show you the cover because it has my address, but it's the 2024 Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. And see if I can get it without showing any patterns. It's called Even When. It's this one, and I am just stitching this one, that guy. I think it's really cute. I love it. And I had a piece of Driftwood Yorkshire Ada, 14 count, that I'm stitching this on. I think it's coming along really nice. It makes me happy. The spooky stuff makes me happy. This pattern is Even When, designed by Tracy Richards of Wrought Iron Stitching. I am using the 310 DMC Blanc and then 3777, which it calls for the little bitty red bow. So that is Even When. And then stitchy plans. Okay, so I'm gonna keep on stitching all the things I just showed you because I love fall and I love stitching spooky stuff like I had mentioned. And then I guess it's kind of haul. It's like my one item haul. I was watching Flosstube and I saw, I can't remember now, but I saw Ink Circle's Assembly Required pattern. Sorry, it got kind of bent. And I thought, that is adorable. I love it. I love Assembly Required. When I was in high school, I took anatomy my senior year, and actually my daughter just wanted to study anatomy. She's in middle school, and so we homeschool. So we did anatomy. We were just finishing it up with her, and so it's both the spooky stitch and also just a love of skeletal system. Is it a system? Skeletal system? Gosh, my brain's not like fully there this morning, but that's okay. Anyway, I thought it was so cute. And in high school when I did anatomy, we had, as part of one of our final exams, bones laid out on the different lab tables, and we had to identify the different bones, what part of the skeleton they were, and things like that, and label the full skeleton and things like that. And I couldn't do it now, but I really enjoyed it when I was in high school. And so I bought some fabric, and I had some floss in my stash, which is great because it's just one color. It calls for a DMC variegated, but I'm using the Gentle Art Ragdoll. And the fabric that I got from 123 Stitch. And where is the label? It is Picture This Plus 16 count conifer Ada. So here's my fabric, which is beautiful and small, so it's affordable, so that's fun. And then this is the ragdoll. So that's what it's, oh, you see my foam board label. Oh well, you probably don't care. If you do, sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. So that's gonna be this project. That's like my one little haul piece that I'm excited to stitch. What else am I gonna be stitching? I have this piece of, I think it's 28 count mushroom Lugana, and I am going to be stitching, one moment, let me find the pattern. Is it in here? No, not in there. It's in here, in the 2025 Just Cross Stitch issue. They had this really cute Tiny Pumpkins pattern by Sarah Louise Greer of Wickham Cottage. See if I can find the pattern without, find the picture without showing the pattern. It's this one right here. I'm gonna stitch this one on this fabric with colors from my stash. So that's gonna be that project. That's not the neatest way to show you, but I think you can get the picture. I picked some oranges, some greens, and I'm gonna use this kind of like orangey red, rusty red maybe, to stitch the diagonal lines. So that I have, and I'm gonna stitch. And then I have one more project that I don't have fabric for. I only have a couple of the flosses, but I hope I will be able to stitch it this year. It's from the 2024 Halloween of Just Cross Stitch, and it is this adorable little bat. I had so much fun stitching the little Berry Patriotic over the summer that this kind of style is just really like calling my name right now. And I want to stitch this one. Who's this one by? Rona Nori of Tangled Threads and Things. So I've got the little bat and the assembly required from Ink Circles and the tiny pumpkins. Did I say who that one was by? I probably did. Yeah, I did. For my upcoming spooky season stitches that I want to start. So those are my works in progress, my plans, and then we'll shift into the rest of my works in progress. Still have plenty more to share. So take a break, get a sip if you need one, and I will be back in just a second. I'm gonna put this away and then pull out my non-fall, non-spooky stitches. Alrighty, continuing with more of my works in progress. This is almost a WIP parade. It's not. There's some that I have that I'm not showing works in progress, but this is everything I've stitched in the last couple of months, which has been a lot. I get bored fairly easily, and I like having multiple projects. I don't know if I love having as many as I do currently. It's kind of a lot, and yet I also don't really care. So there you go. And sorry if you can hear the washing machine. My kiddos are doing laundry today. We're having the day off of school, which is why I get to film in the morning, and the laundry is wonderful. They do their own laundry. I'm not gonna say, please don't do laundry while I film. Not gonna say that. This pattern, this next one comes out of Just Cross Stitch Magazine Spring 2025. This is the issue. And the pattern is Quaker Posies, and it is by Elizabeth Jenkins Beatty, B-A-T-Y, hopefully I said that right, of, I don't know how to say this one, Cochineal and Indigo. That's my best guess. This is theirs. And I'm stitching mine on a 14 count. I always forget how to say it. It's Vintage Smoky White Ada, something like that. Yeah, Vintage Smoky White Ada. My own colors. I think it just uses one thread, but I'm using, I think, 4. This is my progress on Quaker Posies. I am using these 4. A purple, a dusty purple, a dusty brown, a dusty pink, and a dusty green. Those are my colors. If you want to know, again, just let me know in the comments or email me and I will share that info with you. That's my progress. I worked in the last couple months. I just did this like circle bit, and then I finished the border around that motif. So that's what I did. And excuse the wrinkles. I don't love ironing. I did as a kid, but I don't anymore. And so I don't iron anything until I fully finish it. So if you've been around, you know that. and hopefully you don't mind. So that's Quaker Posies. Surprisingly, I did a good amount of Christmassy stitching this past few months too. I think the Christmas in July was just maybe want to stitch Christmas stuff, and then I stitched it on into September, August and September as well. Since I mentioned it, we'll do another Christmassy one that I have in one of two fancy, make sure I'm not gonna show the pattern, fancy project bags. I'm stitching this with Amy of Renewing Stitches. It is the Crochet to Go-Go 2020 Advent Calendar. This is the pattern. I have been stitching this with WIPGO calls, not really as a WIPGO because I failed WIPGO like February. Anyway, but I'm still having a really good time stitching this pattern. I finished the little reindeer and wreath this past few months. That's the one that I did. I don't have too many done. Again, not really, I didn't keep up with WIPGO, but I think I showed this one in my last Flosstube, and then the only other two that I've done are the snow globe and the tree. So anyway, but this is what I finished this month. I'm stitching it on a 28 count Lugana in the color Wheat, and I love this fabric. It's a favorite for sure. I think it's so cute. They're all so cute. I love these patterns. I don't know why I haven't kept up. I don't know. Life, health issues, which are going well. Thank you so much if you have, reached out or let me know you understand. I appreciate your like patience and your generosity and your grace as I navigate health issues and life and homeschooling and stitching and hobbies and all the fun things too. All in all, things are going quite well, so thank you. So yeah, the only reason I really haven't kept up more was so many things to stitch, so little time, and sometimes so little energy. So that is that one. And then I have been working on Santa's Friends. I'll put the picture up here. I got this at the Jingle Ball last year, and I'm excited. I'm on there, or I follow them on Instagram, and I've been seeing the designers posting the classes and the different things that they're gonna do for this year's Jingle Ball, and I'm excited. I went to the Harvest Moon Hangout that Lindy Stitches put on, and I had a really good time. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Did you go? What do you enjoy about those? I like the designer meet and greets and just the general like entertainment stuff they put out. I haven't done the WIPS speed dating because it makes me nervous. Anyway, this is Santa's Friends, stitching it on the same 28 count Wheat Lugana. And in the last couple months, what did I do? I worked on a little bit of the snowman and a little bit of the penguin down here. That's what I worked on. This Oath by Teresa Kogut. And the floss for this one, for the Crochet to Go-Go, I'm using all the called for floss. For this one, I'm using my own conversion because I bought it at the Jingle Ball and I kitted it up that very same day and then started stitching it the next day. So it's just floss that I thought were kind of close-ish to what the pattern called for and that would show up well enough on this fabric that I had in stash. So I think I may have even pulled this from somewhere else that I was gonna stitch. Who knows? I don't remember anymore. But I really like it. Yeah, so I haven't done the WIPS speed dating. I did one very, very brief stitching table. But I hopped out pretty quick because, again, anxiety showed itself and I was like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I have also been working on this Christmas piece that is called, what is it called? Northwood. I'm looking to find the name of the pattern. Northwood ornaments. I'm doing the Northwood elk and the Northwood bear. I got this book at the library. I'll put a picture here because I had to return the book, and I did take a picture of the two patterns that I'm doing, just those, because I had to return the book before I was finished with the project. So this is the bear that I started first. And my goal was to like do the outline so that I could just fill in and not need the book, but that didn't quite happen. I'm using a handful of DMC and fancy floss for these guys. So that is the bear. And then I also started the elk. And what am I stitching this on? It's a 25 count Lugana in natural. I got it at Hobby Lobby. And it's really like a comfort stitch. I like the fabric a lot. It is very easy to stitch on. Easy to see. The perfect mix of soft but not too soft. So I'm a big fan. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna pause on all the Christmas stitching until spooky season is done. So maybe in November sometime I'll pull out the Christmas stitches again, but I do have one more Christmas stitch to show you. It's a new start. It is by Box and Fox on Etsy. I'll put a picture here. It's a digital pattern. I changed the colors because I wanted to. I like changing the colors. It only called for 5 colors, and I just wanted it to match upstairs. My room upstairs is like pinks and mints or teal and browns and grays, and anyway, you don't need to know all that, but I will show you. It's a 28 count mushroom Lugana. I started this in September, maybe a week or so ago, and it is called Christmas 242. So that's my progress. I love how it's turning out. I love the colors. I love the fabric. I'm trying to think of anything else to share. Yeah, just a big fan. A big fan. And then I think I only have 2 more works in progress to show you. Only 2, right? This is basically a whip braid. But I just did one of those not too long ago, so we're not gonna. Yeah. Alrighty. The next one that I have to share with you comes out of this book, Floral Folk Art and Cross Stitch, 100 Floral Folk Art Motifs by Doreen Jones. I love this book. Love this book. My husband gave it to me for Christmas, and I started this pattern on New Year's. This is the one that I'm working on. It's pretty big for me. What is the stitch count? Let's see if I can find it quickly. Again, sorry if you can hear the laundry. 133 by 194. So that's good size for me. This is my second fancy bag. I love it. I'm using all the called for colors on a 16 count fabric from Hobby Lobby, 16 count Aida, and that's my progress. I think since the last time I showed this project, I worked on some more of these like tail feathers. So there you go. Oh, I think I might have done a little bit of the middle that I had left undone until I was using these colors as well. 16 count Aida from Hobby Lobby, I think I said that. And I think it's motif 9. It doesn't really have a name. That's okay. So I worked on this. This is gonna, really everything that is not fall or spooky is gonna get put on pause. It's gonna get put on pause because I'm just so excited to be stitching Halloween and fall. The last work in progress I have, I'm stitching this my buddy on Instagram, Stitch with Love, and is that right? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Pretty sure that's right. Stitch with Love. I know you're watching and I know you're laughing at me right now, and I'm so sorry. Like, it's been a day. It's Nature's Journey, and this is my progress. It's been a day. I haven't really done anything yet this morning because it's morning. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just, it's been a struggle to get my brain to wake up. Do you ever have that happen? Does your brain take some time to wake up? I feel like I've been in a season of life where brain fog is very real for me. This is my progress. Hers is stunning. I am behind whatever that is. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. I am loving stitching this with you. If you're watching, hi. I'm loving this. I'm so thankful to be able to stitch this together, and I know a bunch of people are stitching this. I've seen it on Instagram. Kind of every once in a while people will show their progress, or like they're completing the season. I'm doing the summer season. This has like a teeny bit of spring, and then I'm hoping to move down into fall as quickly as I can. So I need to pull this back out and work on it some more. The fabric that I'm using is, let me see if I can find a note. 18 count vintage gray Aida. Pretty sure it's by Zweigart. And I really like it. I really like the fabric, and I like how it's stitching up. I'm happy with it. I did 18 count because, again, when I was working on Pumpkin Cottage, I really enjoyed the one thread over one. It's just a different feel, and again, like I said, I get bored, so I like doing Aida, Lugana. I'm not really a linen stitcher. Like, props to you if you love linen. That's awesome. I feel like whatever you enjoy stitching on is what you should stitch on, because there are so many different great options for different tastes, but linen is not really my taste. I've done a handful of projects and it's fine, but Lugana and Aida, my jam. Yeah, so this is my second project to stitch with one thread, and I'm really glad I chose that. I chose it because, again, I wanted a second project to have one thread, and then I also, this is a big one. I'm cheap, I'm a budget stitcher, and I wanted to save money on fabric, and by stitching on an 18 count rather than like a 28 count or a 14 count or whatever, I could buy a smaller piece of fabric, which is what my budget needed. So all the called for floss for that one. I think that is everything. Thank you for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you taking the time, like I had said at the beginning, but now if you're still here, I especially appreciate you watching all the way through to the end. I'm not sure when I will be back, a week, 2, a month. Who knows? If you're watching, maybe hit that subscribe button, and if you are interested, the little bell so that you're notified when I post, because I don't know when I will post. It's a mystery to me, to everybody else. I don't know. I tried every 2 weeks. I've tried once a month. I've had like so many goals of this is when I'm gonna post, and it just doesn't work out with life. So I am an unpredictable Flosstube person. So if you want to know, maybe subscribe or hit the bell. And that's awesome. I appreciate you doing that for lets me know that you like what I'm doing as well. If you don't want to, totally fine, of course. I'm just thankful that you've spent some time with me today. I hope you are enjoying whatever projects you're working on. I hope that you have a lovely beginning of fall season now that it's officially fall. I hope that you are just finding joy in life, in your life, and what you're doing, and in your loved ones. In this season, I guess for fall, it's a lot of like family and, I don't know, for me, cozy family things. And so yeah, hope that you're enjoying your days this fall. Sending this with lots of love, lots of care. I've said I hope a lot. Oh well, I hope lots of good things for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend watching this video. That's it. I don't know how to end the video. We'll take one last sip of coffee together. Enjoy your stitching, friends. See you in the next one.